All right. What's happening, folks? Okay, so we are here on Friday, January 9th, 2026. And I don't have the usual diner night sign over my head because I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. This has been a strange couple of days. I'd actually trying to avoid the headlines, but you know, that might not be possible. I mean, it's possible, but it's not feasible. Jeannie, hey, I am okay, thank you. Love you too. Um, so, also one of our regulars, and I don't want to put their business out there, so I won't say a name, but there's a bit of a family issue going on, health crisis, and I don't know the status of it right now, but it sounded pretty bad yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So, life goes on. One of the weird ironies of life is that I think in order to have a happy life, you have to have people that you love. And of course, the irony is that those very people are going to be the thing that make you saddest because they are going to get sick, they're going to get hurt, and they're going to pass away. It's just the reality of life. No, Jeannie, it is not. Um, uh, but I'm not going to answer any more questions about that. Um, but you know, as a matter of fact, Danny just got here. What's up, Danny? And thank you for the heart me. So yeah, let's take care of some business. Right up here somewhere, next to my name. Hopefully there is an orange heart. That's called a heart me. And anytime you show up for a live, that needs to be the first order of business. Whoever you're listening to, I don't care what live you show up to. I promise you, I follow my own words on this. It is literally the first thing I do. If for some reason you don't see a heart, then you're going to see the word follow. Now, you don't have to click on that if you don't want to. I'd love you to follow me. That would be wonderful. But if you don't want to click on follow, you can go to the bottom row where you'll see the an icon for a gift box, right? You want to click on that gift box, and you will see the entire gift gallery open up. And there's lots of hearts in there, so don't just click on any heart. You want to click on the heart called Heart Me. Then after you do that, you want to come back and you want to follow Danny's example and share the live. So that means you will gently place your finger on the screen, somewhere around my nose or my forehead. That's a bigger target, right? And once you gently hold your finger down, your friends list magically pops up. And then you're going to want to click the word send next to every friend. And you could play around with it. You could scroll to the bottom and start from the bottom and scroll up. You could scroll to the middle and scroll up or down. You could start at the top and scroll up, whatever, scroll down, whatever works for you. Whatever, just invite people here, right? And if you belong to any lists, you can set up groups. Thank you, Danny, for the cowboy hat. You can set up groups, right? And if you belong to them, if someone added you to a group, you can send to everyone in that group, and there's up to 30 people per group, but it only counts for one share. That's spectacular. And of course, if you've set up groups in the messaging, same thing. You click on that group and it'll send to everyone in that group. So we're sharing out the live to get more people in here to have fun, 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 right? And then lastly, well, second to last, sorry, second to last is the live goal. Danny has already bought a cowboy hat. Now this goal is up for the folks that like to send me 100 coins at a time, but have to click 100 times. I figured I'll set up one goal for you. It's 99 coins, TikTok coins, which of course have a corollary to real money, but it's just 99 cents, right? And then I'll take that down and, put something else up that's only 1 cent. But you don't have to send the cowboy hat. If you, let's say, are more comfortable sending me 1 rose, you can do that. You can do that at the bottom row. You can do that in the gift gallery, whatever it is that you like. So, I am definitely low energy right now, and there's lots of reasons for that, but the main reason is that I'm fat and lazy, but reasons, right? That's the main thing. Fat and lazy kind of goes together with me, I think. But let's pump up the energy a little bit. I have a song that I just saw has 180 million views on a big video platform, and I'm gonna play it to you. Play it to you? I'm gonna play it for you right now. Like to hear it? Here it go.
Rumors spreading round United Texas town about the shack outside the game. You know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you're gonna go to that home out on the range. They got a lot of nice girls. I'm racing. Well, here it's fine if you got the time and the chance to get yourself in. And here it's time. I'm
Okay. That is fixed now. There you go. See, I was feeling so low energy that I didn't do my usual check. But anyway, that's done. Caught it. Caught it. Caught it. Let's bring Danny up. That. What's up, Danny?
Not much. How are you doing there, my friend?
I'm good. Did you get my reply earlier?
Uh, Let me check. I've been a busy old man since we.
I think I'm wondering if maybe you did like an update to your phone recently, because there seems to be a delay in receiving messages, and I don't know if you're getting attachments.
No, the last attachment I got was that video from YouTube that you sent me.
That's not an attachment.
No, but that's the
Okay.
last.
Okay, so there's something going on with your phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
I've dropped it enough. I need to go to T-Mobile and get me a new one, but I'm broke since I bought that chair and I got to pay for it yet. So.
Yeah. All right. So I'll have to email you the logo then.
Either that or you could put it in Discord on my Discord, and then I can copy it from there, shouldn't I? Be able to.
Yeah, well, that sounds copying it. That doesn't make any sense. So you want to
Okay.
download the original. All
All
right.
right. Well,
So
send it to me in an email.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I actually had a feeling there was something going on with your phone that night because I sent it Wednesday night and then like later on, or Wednesday early morning actually. It was actually right after the live show. And then I had sent you something, and then I sent you the logo, and then the next reply was a little while later to the text that I had previously sent, and there was no mention of the logo. So I was like, but I didn't think much about it, but I was like, oh, that's interesting. That seems like a very delayed response, but so it could just be, sometimes phones update and for security reasons they change settings, and it might just be a setting that you have to change in your phone. I doubt you need a new
Yeah.
phone, that because I don't. Generally, it wouldn't be connected to a hardware issue, but we'll figure that out
Well, based on Apple, and I know that you don't have Apple. You
because
have
Apple
Android.
sucks. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think they're up to what, iPhone 17 now.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah. And I have an iPhone 11. So
Uh-huh.
that tells you how far behind I
Yeah,
am
but
with
it
it.
see that's all marketing on Apple's part. They do their best to convince their users that they constantly have to upgrade, right?
Right.
Because and what they do is that, and they admitted this in court. So I'm not speaking out of school here. They throttle down the performance of older phones to motivate people to upgrade them. So they make it
Right.
seem like the phone isn't working well when it actually is.
Well, my other concern is with my phone is that you saw when you were here how clumsy I am. I have dropped the shit out of this phone.
Yeah, but
So
that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
okay,
If you because you have carpeting, so if you drop it on carpeting, it's not that big a deal.
well, I've dropped it outside quite a
Sure,
few times.
sure.
So
And if you break the screen or whatever, but the way phones are made, dropping them doesn't affect them that much internally.
that's true. And I do have a good case on it. I mean, I didn't go cheap on the case. So
Right. Which
okay.
negates all
Anyway,
their talk about fucking the aesthetics of the phone. Because if you're smart, you're gonna buy a case for any phone that you buy, so the aesthetics doesn't even fucking matter.
that's true. That's true.
But kudos to them for brilliant marketing for convincing so many people that their product is better somehow, which it isn't, and it's not worse. It's just a fucking phone. You know, the only thing that they could lay claim to fame for a while, and is not even that true anymore, is that they used to have like the best camera
Right.
on any phone, but phones have improved in the last 15 years, actually 15 20 years, and so most phones have great camera, even cheap phones, because I buy cheap phones. I generally don't spend that much money for phones, because chances are I'm going to be um, replacing it in 2 or 3 years anyway. Um, and that's
And
mo-
Androids are normally cheaper than the iPhone.
Yeah,
I've
and they
noticed
do the
this.
same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And you don't have limits, and you're not constantly running out of storage and all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
What's up, traffic man? Come on up if you'd like. Anybody else that wants to come up, feel free. I don't have the diner night sign over my head because I was kind of leaving it open to what we were going to talk about. I wanted to avoid the obvious news, but if people want to talk about that, I certainly understand. Um, you know, while I was getting ready, um, one of the thoughts that I had is that I'm tired of being angry at strangers. I'm tired of hating strangers. You know, usually hate is reserved for something really severe that someone that you know well does to you, you know, or, a figure like, Schmittler and Dump, just evil, horrible people. And, that's what I usually reserve hate for because it's a strong word, it's a strong emotion. And it's also a lot of energy. Like there was this comedian named Patrice O'Neill, one of my favorite comedians ever. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, he left us in 2011, a very young man, right before I think his 41st birthday, or right around his 41st birthday. And he used to tell women that he was with that he never wanted to see them angry at another man because anger is passion, and it's the same kind of passion that love is. So if you're giving away your passion to another man, I'm going to be pissed off, right? And I don't disagree with that assessment. Um, I mean, how many times in films have we seen a couple, uh, or not even necessarily two people that are already a couple, but a man and a woman arguing, and then suddenly they're banging each other, right? And we understand that suggests that there's a connection in the passion of love and the passion of anger, right? Hatred is the same thing. It's got a lot of energy to it. It's got a lot of passion to it, and so I don't like to waste that. And I'm actually sick of wasting it. What the fuck is at my feet here? Um, my headphones, they don't belong there. Anyway, um, I don't want to waste my passion on these fucking mouth breathing troglodytes that are too stupid to understand what the fuck is going on. Danny just sent me a text. That's interesting. Okay.
Just my email.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha.
I didn't know if you had it or not,
Yeah,
so
I
I just
gotcha.
thought.
Anyway, so and that's my mistake too. I forgot to turn off my notifications, but this is real amateur hour up here tonight. But that's okay. So anyway, does that all make sense, or do you feel a different way about it?
Oh, I'm tired of hating. I'm tired of all this shit. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm just That's why I said that I don't mind going to other lives that are talking to mega, except I can only take that so long, and then I have to move on to some other live. But and that's why starting Monday, I might be reading a phone book for 3 hours.
I'm
But
there with you.
I'm gonna get away from all this, and it's gonna be welcome to Grandpa Danny's place.
Hey, listen, the opposite of talking to MAGA is literally anything else. So I'm sure you'll find stuff to talk about. You're an interesting man with an interesting life, and you're fully engaged in life, so I'm sure you'll find stuff to talk about.
If anything, we can talk about prophylactics or
Look at this Mark
uh,
Bryant asshole. I see we gave up on that chick that was unalive. What a fucking dumbass. What a dumbass fucking thing to say. Go fuck yourself, man. You're blocked. I don't have
I
time for
watched
that
a
shit.
video. I watched a video today where a woman said that they had set up a memorial out there, of flowers and candles and stuff, where she hit that pole, and some of the ice agents went up there and just kicked the candles all over the place and started messing with the memorial. So
Yeah. Because the cruelty is part of the point.
yeah,
We have seen this in history over and over and over again. When the old saying is that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? So when you give these people this unbridled power, then and the power that I'm referring to is life and perishing someone. You give
right.
these people with almost no training, and I feel the same way about police. As much as I respect police, the way they train them is horrifying. In conjunction with the power that they have, because a police officer carries with him the power of the state. And these ICE guys are the same. They have the power of the state. They have the power of the government. And part of that power is ending someone's life. And the way they train them does not prepare them for this at all. Okay?
No,
In fact, I would say, not even almost, I would say it guarantees that these outcomes are going to continue, because I know how they train police officers. I've been friends with a bunch of police officers, and I've watched enough evidence on this to know that this is literally what happens. They spend a lot of time making sure that law enforcement officials are terrified every single day, right? You remember the show Hill Street Blues?
yep, oh yeah, I loved that show back
Okay.
in the day.
And remember that it opened in the briefing room? Every episode
Right,
opened in the
right,
sergeant's briefing room, right?
yep.
And what was the last thing he said to them after every briefing? Traffic Man, do you
Something
remember?
about
Oh, you might not
I
have seen that
do
show.
not. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm a little young for that show.
he's a fetus.
Don't tell me
I
you're a
know of
little
it.
young, because these fucking things get replayed all over the place. So stop that
He
bullshit.
was, he
You want to
was
Anyway,
hear about
on
my
so
3D
here's
printer?
so here's the last thing that he said. Literally this is how the show opened every week. No matter what he said, no matter what the topic of the day was, no matter whatever else he said, even as they were getting up to start to walk out, he'd always stop them and go, "Hey, remember, be careful out there." Right?
Yep.
And every day they're told that every encounter they get into could be their last moment on earth.
Yeah.
When you walk up to a car, that could be what stops you from getting back to your wife and children. When you go to a domestic call, that could be the thing that stops you from getting back to your wife and children. This is drilled into them constantly. So these
Yeah.
guys are in a constant state of fear and aggression because they're told that they have to be aggressive in order to control the situation. So it's the kind of psychological conditioning that you know very well, Danny, because you did this as a drill sergeant. You had the responsibility for conditioning minds, but
Yeah.
you had 6 weeks. These people hear this shit every day for their entire career. How do you think that affects people?
But and point of order, I had 9 weeks. Anyway, it doesn't make
Fair
any difference.
enough. 9 weeks compared to 20 years is nothing.
Right.
At the risk of getting fired from my job, can I read you an email that has to pertain with this
You get
subject?
fired from your job?
Sure.
Well, I mean, if one of the police officers is in this live, but let's see here.
Just so I want to give you a moment to reflect on this.
No, no, you're okay.
Is the risk really worth it?
No, I'm being a little sarcastic. I'll be fine.
Okay.
He's being a malacca. Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
I mean,
exactly.
honestly, that's a douchebag thing to do to get us concerned that you're going to be fired when that's not
No,
true. You suck,
it's all
dude.
good.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see here. Okay, so you guys are all familiar with Flock Safety, the camera system, the camera company that's got the license plate readers and they're collecting the data and blah blah blah.
Now I am.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
30,
Okay, all
30
right.
years ago, I used to get caught on those about that. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Um, got an email from the chairman and CEO of the company. Says Flock is building tools to help fight the real crime affecting communities across the country. Many activists don't like that. So let's call it what it is. Flock and law enforcement agencies that we partner with are under a coordinated word I don't want to say on a TikTok live. These words aren't new. You've been dealing with this forever, and we've been dealing with this since our founding. And it goes on to basically say
Oh,
the
hold on a second.
go
Hold
ahead,
on a
please.
second. Nick is one of these dumb fucking MAGA hats that thinks they need to
Oh my
tell me how
god.
many people are in the live. But there's not 9 anymore, Nick. There's 8 because I'm blocking you for being a cunt.
Who cares how many people are in the
Like
live? Whatever.
I'm not worried
Yeah.
about it, and I can see the shit right in front of me. Like this is they're
Well,
so childish.
Yes.
They're so fucking childish. They think everything's a gotcha. This is how 7-year-olds act.
Hmm.
Fucking hell. Pardon me. Please continue.
No, no, you're okay. Um, so to your point, as far as just the continuing fear at every level that is pumped into police officers' brains. I mean, even as something as simple as a um, a PTZ and license plate reader network that this company wants to charge us $3,500 a year per camera
Yikes.
to have deployed and it's not even our equipment. I'm trying to put the kibosh on this because we can get into that later. But I mean, just these emails, they're feeding on the fear of everybody in law enforcement who's ever received this email in our agency. And it's like, you guys supply us with fucking cameras. What? Like, like, what are you doing?
But that, look, it's a sales tactic, but it's a shitty sales tactic.
Right.
But this is the environment that results in an officer whose life was under no way, shape, or form threatened. His
Correct.
safety was not threatened in the slightest.
No.
He just was on one, and he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it reminds me of what Jim Jeffrey says. Even though he was joking, he was 100% right. He has this 15-minute dissertation on arms, on the Second Amendment, and it's so brilliant that they now teach it in like law classes and philosophy classes, because he left no stone unturned. He got to the end of that 15 minutes and he made it very clear that most of the arguments that people use to own weapons are complete bullshit. There's only one real argument, which is I want one.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the only real fucking argument.
I mean, that has been my thought process on those. I have them, we'll say.
Yeah, because
Um,
and let me say
but
why.
but yeah.
Because
Mhm.
the idea of home defense is a joke.
Oh, it's an absolute farce.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've not been in armed combat, but I have been in hand-to-hand combat many
Mm-hmm.
times. And I've been studying this shit since I was 13 years old and got into martial arts, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I've studied stuff like the physiology of fear, the psychology of combat situations. I've looked at all of that stuff because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make sure that I was ready every single way I could be, right? And there's a reality to the response that you have. And I'm going to set a scenario for you, which is likely never going to happen in the sense that most people don't have their weapons right next to them at all times. But I'm going to set up,
Most
and this is the same conversation I had with my best friend when he told me that he wanted to get one in his home for home defense. I said, "All right, let's play this out. You're sitting on your couch." And where he was living at the time, the couch was maybe 12 feet from his front door. So as soon as you opened the door, right to the left, diagonally, was his couch, which was opposite his television. Okay? I said, you're sitting there watching TV. And now I want you to imagine that weapon is cocked, locked, and loaded right next to you. Safety off. Right next to you in your dominant hand that you're going to use. Literally
Mm-hmm.
right there. You don't even have to look. You could just reach and grab it. Right? So
Right.
everybody picture that scenario. Now somebody kicks in your front door. Here's what we absolutely know for a fact, that at best, if you have lightning fast reflexes, it's going to take your brain 0.8 of a second to just figure out what's happening. So this guy just kicked in your door and now is charging at you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to quell your panic, right? Because that's jarring. Boom. And you have to acquire the target while the target is moving towards you. You have to have the wherewithal to remember that your weapon is next to you and then pick it up and fire and hope that you actually hit what you're aiming at, which, by the way, tends to happen only about 12% of the time.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay? But that's not a real scenario. Nobody has their
No.
weapon next to them unless they're a fucking paranoid lunatic.
The
Right? But so and
No,
so
go ahead. Sorry, go
if
ahead.
you, just to finish up on that, if you have the thing stored away, which is what a responsible owner would do,
Right.
how's that going to help you in that situation?
Right.
Right? And he also had a young daughter at home.
Yeah,
I said, once you introduce, and again, this is not to say that you don't have a right to own one or that you shouldn't own one. I'm saying eliminate the bullshit reasons for it because you're not thinking it all the way through. Okay? 92% of people that perish with their own weapon, either because of themselves or someone else taking that weapon from them. Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And once you introduce a weapon into your home, you exponentially increase the likelihood that someone is going to accidentally perish because of that weapon. And as Jim Jeffries jokingly said, but was still a good point, he said, from time to time, we all get sad, right?
Yeah.
So, again, own one if you want to. But for the people that think they're going to turn into Rambo just because they have some hardware next to them, it's just horseshit. Now I'm done.
Yeah. No. What I was gonna say is one of the most ludicrously stupid. I don't know. Ludicrously is a word. We'll just go with it. Stupid devices that I have seen is a headboard for your bed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in that headboard, there's a trap door, and
Mm-hmm.
then that way you can reach up, it pops, whatever you put in there falls out, and
Mm-hmm.
haha, take that.
Yeah,
Um,
because they think they're living in a James Bond film.
correct. And
Mm-hmm.
the reality is, if you're in like REM sleep or any level of sleep, there's no alert, immediate grab, defend.
Right.
You know,
Because that's the fantasy. That's what they're
correct.
sold. They're sold the vigilante Rambo Bond fantasy, and it appeals to so many people, but it's just not reality.
No.
I've seen how people react in combat situations. Okay.
Hmm.
Danny, I'm sure, has 1,000 stories far worse than anything that I've seen, but
Oh.
people fall apart in combat situations to the point where in a firefight, dudes' minds will just snap and they'll stand up and start walking around.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. That's just the reality. It's a high stress situation. A lot of people shit themselves and pass out. That's how they handle that kind of situation. But they
Hmm.
think they're going to be like, what? But I do a fucking somersault and like fucking Neo in the Matrix and grab a weapon and pop, 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 pop. Everybody in the room is sprayed. That shit. Like I've seen videos of fucking cops engaged in an armed conflict with someone when they're standing 7 feet apart, both of them unloading their clip and nobody hitting a fucking thing.
It literally is like that scene from The Naked Gun 2, where Leslie Nielsen and the bad guy are reaching over the barrel and pew pewing at each other, right? And it shows the one guy, it shows Leslie Nielsen, it shows the one, and then it comes together and it turns out they're only feet apart
Yeah,
and they can't hit each other. That is
because that
actual
happens
reality.
every day.
Yes, yes, that's the joke. Um, the other thing, as somebody who has been a part of that community, that really infuriates me. Speaking of home defense, is people that decide to use high caliber things for their home defense, and you look at them and you go, "Have you actually thought through any of this? How far does that piece of lead go through drywall? What kind, there are different types of lead.
Right.
Some will,
And they
there's all
think,
kind of
yeah,
different
I need a
scenarios.
50 caliber Desert Eagle. Why? To ruin everybody's day? Fuck.
Right, right, exactly. You know, I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind owning one of those just because to have
Because you
whatever,
want it.
it's a
Because you
collection thing.
want it.
Correct. Exactly. There's no defense there. No, it's correct. It's pure want.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
same. This is my problem with
Ammo, good
microphones.
ammo.
I have
mhm.
every type of microphone that I could possibly need.
Mhm.
I now have, well, I actually just returned it. I had 28 mics and I just returned my most recent one, but I have 27 microphones. I don't
Mhm.
need all those microphones. I have them because I want them, because I'm an
Right.
audiophile and I'm into this shit and this is what I spend my fucking money on, right? But there's no reason. I can't say, yeah, I need every mic that I own. I don't. I need like
Right.
3 or 4 of them. That's
Yeah,
about
sure.
it.
Right. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, I don't see a need for me to have any of them that I own. You know what I
Right.
mean?
You
Like,
just
what
want
is
them.
the
You
actual
just
need?
want them.
Correct.
That's the
Right.
honest truth. You want them. And look,
It.
if you also think, hey, I'd rather have and not need than need and not have, I follow that logic too,
Sure.
right?
Hmm.
But I think that I literally believe that there's only one reason to have these things, and that's because you want one. All
Hmm.
the other bullshit reasons that people come up with are just not fucking reality.
They're not. They're marketing. Well, like you said earlier, it's
Yeah.
marketing. That's all it is.
Danny, you turned
People
on your
like,
camera so we could see your handsome face. What's up?
I got a haircut today. Ooh,
Which one did you cut?
I feel normal. I was looking pretty shaggy there. Even you gotta admit, Yoda, I was looking pretty. I'd look like a homeless person there for a while.
Yeah, well, yeah,
But anyway,
this is one of the things that I love about Danny is that he's just an overgrown child.
Hmm.
yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that we are brothers in the head skin.
Yeah, I told him. I said my younger brother's got the same head, so I
That's
said they
right.
could look just like his,
That's
and
it.
they did.
Oh,
Anyway, I was getting ready to say the traffic is, I understand the weaponry you like to have. I understand that.
Sure.
It's a ammo sexual thing that you got going on.
Yeah, it's a collection. It's a collection cake. No, that's correct.
that's funny.
Yeah, but I also understand why you had probably a very large Snap-on tool account at one time, and
Yes, I
it
still
probably
do
took
actually.
you. Yeah, oh, that's what I mean. And probably by the time you get my age of 75, you'll have that paid off. I truly
What
feel that you'll have your Snap-on tool account paid off.
I
So,
only owe the Snap-on man $312.
There you go.
oh well, hey,
So
there you
He's
go.
a
That,
responsible tool owner.
yes,
yeah,
it's in the hundreds, not the thousands anymore.
That's
okay,
good.
that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
Clint
I'm
Eastwood
sure
talked
you
about
have.
that in what was it, El Camino? I think when he
Yeah,
talked about accumulating tools over 50 years and stuff.
Hmm.
Was that the
and
name
he
of the
also
film, El
did.
Camino?
No, it
No,
was
no,
El
Gran
no.
Torino.
Torino.
El Torino,
Yeah,
El Torino.
that was Clint Eastwood.
Gran
Yeah.
Yeah,
Torino,
Gran
Gran
Torino.
Torino.
Thank you, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
yeah.
Grand Torino.
Stop mixing up Chevys and Fords. I'm just kidding.
I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I know.
If it's got four wheels and gets you to point A to point
That's
B,
all
then
I
so
give a
be it.
fuck about.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever cared about. I've sat in a Maybach and yeah, and folks, yeah, it ain't Maybach. That's not the name of the fucking car. It's Maybach. And it's a spectacular car to sit in. Okay, I just because I used to go to this show for NetJets once or twice a year. They would come to Long Island all the way out east, so it was like a 3 hour drive to get there. But it was also a lot of fun to just see, get to step into a bunch of private jets. And
Hmm.
one time they included my box. There was 2 different versions, and I was like, oh shit! Since it's here, man, let's sit in it.
Yeah.
Just see what Jay-Z feels like every day. You know what I mean? And yeah, the car is spectacular, but I know from knowing people that have spent, over $100,000 on a vehicle, after 2 weeks, it's just your car.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
Yep.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I've always been with the automotive stuff. There has always been that,
hold on.
GM
I'm
versus.
sorry. Randy
Oh
Leahy is
yeah.
saying, "Stop cursing now." Hey, Randy, grow the fuck up or fucking leave, because I don't give a fuck what your standards are. This is my live. If you don't like cursing, fuck right off.
Hmm.
Scroll on.
Fucking trying to tell a grown man what to do. What kind of nonsense is that? Holy shit.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, what were we saying?
No. I was just gonna say, when it comes to automotive preference, like, I mean, drive what you like to drive, whatever.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know.
And you could love cars, or you could be like me and not give a shit about cars. They're both fine.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
either either thing. Like I'm so over. Like since I was very young, I didn't understand people that couldn't grasp that not everybody likes what they like.
Yeah.
Or people don't dislike everything you don't dislike. That you dislike. Like it's like whatever your thing is, just have it be your thing and don't worry about it.
Yep.
That's right.
You know. You want to fucking take your pants off and take a cheese grater to your ass? Have fun.
Knock yourself out.
It doesn't affect me.
Yep.
God, you're out of line me over here. Jesus.
That's an old Saturday Night Live reference. But
Yeah.
but honestly, like I don't give a fuck what anybody else does if it doesn't affect me. You
Right.
know? If you're doing shit that affects me, that's another conversation. Then I have a right to chime in. If
Yeah.
what you're doing doesn't affect you're a dude that likes his boyfriend to shit on his chest, I don't care. I'm not into it. I don't want to do that. But if have at it.
Right.
Here,
You like to
here's
golden shower?
here's
Go
some
for
wet
it.
wipes for you. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
If you like a golden shower, go for it.
Whatever. I don't look, when it comes to especially schmecks between people, there's only one rule. Consent. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Animals can't give you consent and children can't give you consent. Other than that, do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Hmm.
I don't care if I don't understand it. I don't care if I'm disgusted by it. Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Right.
Life is short, man.
Enjoy yourself.
Especially when
Yeah.
you compare it to forever. A
Yeah.
100-year
Yeah.
lifespan means nothing. It takes a rock, something like 200,000 years to become sand. Go ahead and
Right.
tell me how long 100 years is. We got
I'm getting close.
octopus and not octopus, jellyfish out there that never pass away. They Benjamin Buttons. They get old, then they get young
Hmm.
again. They get old, they get young again, and they keep repeating that cycle and never pass away. So to them, what's 100 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
To
I'll
planet
tell
Earth,
you in
what's 100
25
years?
years.
Planet
I'll
Earth
tell
is
you
like,
in
I think
25 years.
on trivia recently, I think we found out that Earth is what, 4 billion years old?
You're
Yeah,
4.3
something
billion
like
years
that.
old.
100 years is
Yeah.
nothing. It's not even a
Yeah.
consideration.
Yeah. I mean, the lifespan of the sun, of our star, it is, what is it? 13.5 billion years. And I mean, we've got like 9 or 10 billion left to go.
Well, I will let you guys know in 25 years what 100 years is like, okay? I'll let you know
Yeah.
in 20.
There you go. I'll hold you to that.
Yep. Hmm.
No, man. I mean, so when you find something that comforts you, something that makes your nads tingle, something that gets your heart pumping, whatever it is, man, if it's repairing an old car, If it's fucking climbing mountains, which I don't understand for a fucking second,
Yeah,
but
right.
like, hey man, whatever it is. With me, it's creating content and learning how to manipulate my voice in a way that I find pleasing, and it's a never-ending fuck. There's a guy. He's a voiceover artist, very, very successful. His name is Mark Yoshimoto Nenkov, and he has a channel on the big video platform, and he's been on that. He's been on that, I think, like 5 or 6 years, and
Okay.
all he does is try to find hardware and software to make his voice better. That's it. That's his passion. Oh, look at this new microphone. Listen to the mid range, listen to the high end, and let me pair it with this interface, and let me pair it with that interface, and then let me pair both with this software. Look at what we have going on here. And I totally get that because that's how I am these days. You know, I put, I'll put up a different mic. I'll adjust. I've adjusted my settings 50 times already, and finally created the thing that it doesn't completely satisfy me, but it satisfies me the most of anything else that I've tried, you know? So I get that. That's what makes me happy. That's what interests me. Other
Hmm.
people would their eyes would start rolling the 30 seconds into a conversation about microphones. Cause who gives a fuck, right?
Hmm.
But I'm under no delusion that anybody else needs to be interested in this. Oh,
I
aren't
mean, it's,
microphones fascinating? To you, stupid.
right. I could sit here and bore you guys with the intricacies of the internal combustion engine.
Yeah, and you very often
You know,
have, and I appreciate that about you.
hey, whatever. Would you like to talk about my 3D printer?
But the
No,
the 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 thing the
but
thing
yeah,
is this
that's yeah.
though, there is a caveat to all this, and that is that even if I am not into the thing that someone's talking about that someone's talking about, if that person is passionate, I appreciate their passion. And
Right.
if they can at least communicate well, then I appreciate that too. But they're like, it's like when I go see a live performance, the thing that's going to make the difference as to whether I'm having a good time or not is the performer, the lead singer. Because if the lead singer's phoning it in, I'm not interested. I'm just not. Like my favorite love song ever is I Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt.
Okay.
And when she first sang that song, came out I think 91 or 92. Um, the obviously the video, but the following year after the song came out was like the some music awards, and she performed that song live, and she was so dialed in. It was an angelic, beautiful performance, right? You fast forward 20 some odd years and you see her performing it live, and she don't give a fuck anymore. You know, she's not connected to the song at all, and that bums me out. I would hate to watch that performance again. I wouldn't go see her live because of that. You know, so if someone is talking about something and they're passionate, I'll I'll appreciate that even if I have no concern for what they're talking about.
Hmm.
So that all of that is to say that even though I don't give a fuck about cars, I have fun listening to you talk about it because you're having so much fun when you talk about it.
Right. And that's what's important, and that's the way to go with that. Um, I mean, I don't know. Finding things like that to argue about with people and show disdain for people, whatever they like to do. It's just
Yeah.
you know.
Now you can debate shit like, hey, this car's better
Oh,
than that
sure.
car. That's normal, right? That's what people do. But
Hmm.
like to be upset, to be like, I don't understand why you're into that shit. Well, then you're a douchebag.
Yeah. Right.
If you don't understand that people are into shit you're not into, you're an idiot. You know, how can you like that? Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
I had someone ask me that question. It was one of my sisters-in-law. I'm eating something, and she's like, "How could you eat those things together?" I was like, "Why do you care? I'm
Hmm.
not asking you to eat this.
Right. Did I offer it to you?
Fuck.
Okay.
Even if I did, you could just say no thanks.
Yeah. Right.
I didn't. You like that? God.
By the way, traffic,
Hmm.
I sent you a picture and a text of a real steel pot with a camouflage cover on it.
Oh.
So that way you'll have an idea what it really looks like instead of that Yahtzee one that you got. So from the Ninth Infantry Division, you'll notice it says Ninth Infantry,
Wow, that's hardcore,
which
man.
which is my old outfit. So yeah, okay. Anyway,
Let's take a look.
Look at him. He couldn't wait to see it.
Nice.
What's the assessment, traffic man?
I appreciate that a lot more. Mine does not have the cloth cover,
no,
um, but mine also has the really crappy leather strap.
Mm.
correct.
Now, I assume that the cloth cover is there so that it doesn't reflect light.
It's camouflage.
Yeah.
The one that I have, it's a pair of camouflage.
Okay.
Yes,
So not
because
only
there's a
does it
helmet
not
liner.
shine light, but it also blends into the jungle environment.
Correct. But there's a helmet liner inside the steel pot that has your head strap in it to keep
Mm-hmm.
your head on,
Mm-hmm.
a helmet on. But yeah, that's what it's for.
And also protection, shrapnel, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they were pretty crappy, but yeah, overall, the
Better than
Cavalier
nothing.
was the Cavalier was better later.
And
That we had.
that's something that bothers me about the military. Why don't they send soldiers into battle with like full body armor? Because especially since like Kevlar and those types of polymers are so cheap now, I don't see the excuse for like why you're just covering their head. Why? Like cover their whole body. Be like the Spartans. Like,
So
that film 300 was not, historically accurate in
Correct.
one major way, which is Spartans did not go into battle dressed like Chippendales dancers, okay? They
right,
went into
Right.
battle, they looked like beetles actually. They were head to toe covered in
right.
in mostly leather armor, you know, but stiff sun-dried leather armor that was very hard to cut through. And and that makes sense. Like, you got spears coming at you, you got swords coming at you, you got people trying to punch you and kick you. So I don't understand why the American military doesn't do that.
But they have improved quite a bit in the last 20 years as far as their uh, Desert Storm kind of gave them a reality check when they went into and also into Iraq on their armor of their Humvees and stuff because of the
IEDs.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We had a different word for it in Vietnam, but yeah, IADs. But anyway, what I'm saying is that back when I was in, we had a Kevlar vest that they just came out, which still showed the center where it could hit you in the center, and then you were still screwed. But they have improved the chest area and that area. But as far as legs and arms, I agree with you. They have the capability
Yeah. Cover them all
of
up, man.
giving them more.
I know it's
Yep.
cumbersome, but again, like it just makes sense to me. Like just reduce the potentiality for injury.
Correct. Absolutely. Yep. And
Well, and I'll be
shrapnel,
honest.
usually the
Oh,
biggest time it's going to happen to somebody is that the bullets 9 times out of 10, yeah, they can be fatal. It depends where you're being hit, but the shrapnel can be the most tremendous thing, especially from an explosion that could take you out.
Yeah.
In many ways. Go ahead, traffic.
Well, I was going to say, especially now, instead of the mindset is instead of protecting the person on the ground, the mindset is to no longer have the person on the ground. You know what I mean? It's to move towards a autonomous
Well,
military
And I'm for
versus,
that. That's why
yeah,
that's why I was always for Biden sending money to Ukraine rather than people. Like that's just a better option.
right, right. And it really
20
is.
years. 20 years from now, traffic, and you guys, you're not going to see actual soldiers on the ground. It's going to be robots.
Good,
Oh,
It's going to be,
I don't doubt it.
good. And I'm
you
sure
know,
there'll be one in my house when I'm under house arrest.
yes, you probably have one of those too, you know.
It'll be like that film, I Robot. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's coming. I
Oh
hate to
yeah,
say,
oh yeah.
reality check,
All of
it's
that.
coming.
Look, science fiction very often becomes science fact.
It's a
Right.
preview.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
might take
preview.
100 years, it might take 200 years, but it usually like the shit Jules Verne was writing about. A
Yep.
lot of that stuff, man. Like I think the first FaceTime thing was depicted in a book in like 1920.
Hmm.
Right.
I still love all the Star Trek stuff, you
Yeah,
know?
the first cell phone was patterned after the communicator. That's why
Yeah.
they called
Right.
it the StarTAC.
Hmm.
And the talking watches were from Dick Tracy.
Yeah,
Remember the Dick
Yeah.
Tracy's?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And I think Motorola
Yep.
made them too.
Yep. So now the smartwatch is nothing but a vision of the Dick Tracy show,
Hmm.
basically.
Yeah, I don't like those. They tend to be aesthetically displeasing to me,
Unpleasing. Yeah.
you know. And it's just, I don't know, it seems kooky. I'm watching people like, huh, what? Hey, what? Huh? What? you know?
Yeah. My dad has one, and he'll answer the phone, and then all of a sudden he'll be like, "Hold on, I'm on my watch. Hold on." And I can just imagine him with his wrist up to his face, inches away, running into the house to grab his cell phone.
Yeah.
It's like, just talk over the watch. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, then why do
Most
you
people
have one?
don't.
But
I haven't
I'm
met one person yet who's like, yeah, this shit is phenomenal.
Right?
You know, I mean, I'm all for technology. I love technology. I've been embracing it my whole life. Whatever. I mean, you know, ironically, technology is part of the problem in the world right now because the things that used to be difficult for humans also kept humans healthy, right?
Hmm.
Like
right.
we had to exert energy every day, even if you were just gathering. Forget about hunting. If you were just walking around gathering fruits, berries, nuts and seeds, that, you know, that required an expenditure of energy. You were walking, you were bending over, then walking back with a heavy load, the whole thing. And now, since we have tamed the natural world to a certain extent, of course, we have no defense against earthquakes and tsunamis and tornadoes and all that shit, but, or very little, I should say. But you know, we've made life so easy. Like I just saw a mug on the TikTok shop that stirs the liquid for you, right? Now that's a fun product, but it's like, yeah,
Sure.
that's just another step toward like it's. I think where we're headed, and I don't mean this as a joke. I really mean this literally. How they depicted humans in Wall-E, I think that's where
Yes.
we're headed. You know, just strapped to chairs, fat as fuck, never having to move for anything that you need. I think that's where we're headed.
Yep. Everything is uh, given to you directly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to move. And part of me loves that idea, but I know there's a price to pay for it.
Right.
Andy Drew said, "You're off the hook." Of course, wrong you're, but hey, I'll take that as a compliment, I guess.
Close enough.
Actually, well, I actually think it is a compliment because I'm looking at his other comments as well. So he seemed to have been enjoying the way I handled these knuckleheads. That's actually the
So,
most
traffic.
consistent feedback that I got during my daytime live shows is because it was for for obvious reasons it was a different crowd, and people would be like, "Oh, I love how you handle MAGA hats," because I was always just so fucking rude to them. Because how else, what am I
All
gonna
right.
do?
So
Again,
Monday.
I am fully aware that I am cutting my nose off to spite my face because I could be exploiting all this for money, because I see these people, and I mean it's not even a little bit of money. Like these people, some of these people are making 100 grand a month on this shit.
Hmm.
I'd settle for 20, uh, but like the fact that they spend all fucking day just arguing MAGA hats, it's. And again, I'm not going to say that I'm never going to do it, but understand if I've done it, if you see me doing it, if you see me making money from arguing with MAGA hats, then that means everything else failed. Everything else I tried didn't work.
And I would also say that if you start doing that, you're going to spend most of that $20,000 a month paying them for a shrink afterwards.
Could be,
You know,
right?
Right.
Could
I'm
be.
just saying.
Oh, a little
But
jolt of caffeine. Oh,
there you
yeah.
go. So
Um,
Monday.
yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, I'm sure I'll spend some money on therapy because I'll need to, but, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I think that's part of my problem. Oh, I just got restricted for that puff of smoke.
No.
That's okay. We're almost done. But um, you know, I I've never been motivated to do anything for money. I've worked real hard, I've worked long hours, but I never cared about my job. I never was proud of the work that I did. I was proud that that I've been in the sales profession and never did anything unethical, which is a low bar, but in sales it's unusual. Especially when you're getting, you're in week 4 and rent is due in a few days and you haven't made a sale yet. People get desperate and they do shitty things. And
Sure.
I've never done that. And I very strongly believe that's a part of the reason. I don't know how big a part, but it's part of the reason why I never made a lot of money is because I've just never been willing to do the things that most people do when they make a lot of money. And some of that is just like, working consistently. Like I've worked hard, but I've never worked consistently. Like I'll have bursts of energy where I'll put in 14 hours a day and then I take off 3 months.
Mhm.
you know,
I get that.
and it's hurt me financially in my life because people were convinced when I was younger that I was going to be a millionaire with no problem. And I was one of them. By the time I was 18 years old, I was like, making $1 million in America is nothing. Well, I never even came close because I don't have the work ethic and I make shitty decisions. So it is what it is, you know.
Yep.
Hmm.
So Monday traffic, man, you'll be interested to join my live on Monday.
Okay.
We're going to be it's the Grandpa's place. Welcome to Grandpa Danny's place. Starting Monday, and I'm going to be talking about radio communications. My first
Ooh.
base station I had, and I'm going to show a picture of it. of the radio, and we're going to talk about that was the first base station of CB radio was the one I had in 1963.
Okay.
So you got to come by. We're going to talk about other forms of communication too. But
Well,
I think you'll enjoy it. You'll
speaking
probably
of
get
your
some
new
input.
show, this might not be the final version of it, but hold on a second. Okay. Ba ba da, ba ba da, ba 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 da. There it is. What do you think, Danny?
I think the best we could do if we want to really shorten it up, it looks good, is I think we could just put Grandpa's place at the top and then with Danny at the bottom.
It works for me.
What do you think?
Hey, it's your thing, man. Works for
Yeah,
me.
we have a double. We have a double Danny on
That'll
there.
take me all of 5 minutes to change. So that's
I was
easy
just
enough.
thinking of that. We got two Dannies on there. Maybe that would just be better as Grandpa's
Whatever
place
you
with,
want, man.
or Grandpa
Compy 3, that
Danny's place
happens
and drop the
6
Danny at
p.m.
the bottom.
Eastern time.
Why don't we just drop the Grandpa with Danny at the bottom and just put Grandpa Danny's place? Just leave it at the top.
Yeah,
What do you think?
the only reason that I mean, I could do that. I would probably fill in the bottom with more dots just because it would look weird
Right,
without anything at the bottom. But
right.
yeah, that's fine. Grandpa Danny's place and nothing at the bottom. Let's do that.
Or yeah, I can't think of anything that we would have at the bottom that would I would take away from the Grandpa Danny's place. So you know, yeah, that's great.
There you go. So yeah, and well, you didn't see the text, but in the text I said, if you want to change the background, that's fine. I personally like that background, but if you want to change it, that's easy enough to do.
Right.
So
Yep. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Mondays and Wednesdays, we're doing the. I'll come up with a subject, and I'm sure it'll as like Yoda's. Well, I have something we're going to talk about, and then we always veer off into something else.
hmm
But if I don't have nothing to talk about, I'll read a phone book, and you guys can ask me what name and number you want me to look up. So
Yeah, what's cool about the phone book is that sometimes not sometimes, I think always, if you thumb through there, you're going to find really outrageous sounding names like Snodgrass Pemberton. So that's always fun.
oh
But
yeah, I used to
I'm
listen.
sure, I feel, I won't say I'm sure. I feel very confident that you will be able to find enough topics to talk about.
Oh, I will. I was just using the phone book for, like you said that one day. I'd come and listen to you read a phone book, so I just thought as a pun, But yeah, there'll be plenty of things to talk about. I just thought that'd be something good to talk about, kind of, because even my grandkids when they would come over and stuff and see my base station in their room, he always sat there in my chair and asked me what this, how's this
Hmm.
work, what does this do to the radio and stuff, and he'd listen to me talk to the other people on the radio, and I tell him I just taught to Chicago. Well, how did you do that? You know, you're in Colorado. I said, right, you know, and or Hawaii when I talk to Hawaii or so
There was a
a
film
lot.
that depicted the idea that if all the technology goes down, those kind of radios would still be available.
And not only that, but that'll be the only communication that's out there
Right.
that you get any type of connection with the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you have a power supply. Yep.
Like, here's what I
Yep.
don't understand about like radio and cellular communication. None of it. I actually don't understand any of it, right? So, like, there's these invisible waves in the air. I don't know how we found them, and I don't know how we made it so that sound could go through. Like right now, our conversation is being facilitated by satellites, and I don't
Mhm.
understand any of it.
How
Well,
long do you have?
yep,
Oh,
we have that.
it's not that it's never been explained to me.
Sure,
It's
sure.
that I don't get it. It's the same like with electricity. Pardon me. Hold on one second.
Mhm.
Uh, this is my new singer spray,
There you
and it obviously doesn't help. But
go.
I figured I'd try it. Okay, so I had a consulting gig one time with an electrical contractor, and it was a long-term gig, and I had to learn about electricity. And I'm reading because there's
Excuse
this
me.
Bible of electricity that everybody uses,
Hmm.
and the way that electricity is explained is absolutely absurd. It is the opening paragraph said something to the effect of, when Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity, the current was thought to move from, I think, negative to positive or whatever it is, right? Jeannie's joining us. And but we later learned that the current moves in the opposite direction from positive to negative, but we still talk about it as if it moves from negative to positive. What?
Correct.
That was literally the opening of learning about electricity. Something
Mhm.
completely nonsensical. Jeannie, what's up? Jeannie?
Hello, my love. I'm so
Hello.
sorry. I have nails on that
Oh,
I got before I went on my vacation, and they're still on, and I'm still having a hard time dealing with
I
them.
understand. So let me thank you, firstly, because I've forgotten to do this a couple times. You introduced me to James the Seventh and Trauma Olympics, and you've done a couple videos on it, and
Amazing,
it's an earwig. I fucking love that song.
isn't it? I know it's so good, and
Yeah.
like to be honest, like when I heard that song, it reminded me of something in my childhood because like I was a huge nerd and also one of those people that does like so you've seen the videos like my faces that I make.
Mm-hmm.
I did that as a kid,
Right.
and so it made me feel less weird
Yeah. Yeah.
when I heard that song and was like, oh, this is something that's kind of
See, you're the ugly
not just
duckling that
me.
discovered she was a swan.
Exactly.
Excellent. Other than that, how are things going?
Things are okay. The last week's been a bit tough, and I know it's been tough for you as well. And, as a Canadian, I know it seems like the stuff that happens in your country doesn't really matter that much, but it actually does. Like, I had a pretty severe um, anxiety attack on Wednesday that I had to, like, be in the hospital for, which was kind of crazy, but that's okay. And it was just kind of like I was trying to make everything make sense, and it just doesn't. And I don't think it ever really will
Yeah.
until we're past this point in our particular history, I guess.
This is the same frustration that I imagine happens in every country that goes through this, because the demographics are always the same. There's the small contingency of powerful, wealthy people that are inflicting this. Then there is the group that it's being inflicted upon, Then there's the group that opposes it, and then there's the group that supports it. And it's wash, rinse, repeat throughout history. And I'm certain that in Germany in the 30s they were feeling exactly how we feel now.
Exactly, but not just that. But there's also the group that is being taken advantage of to exacerbate and to elongate's not the right word, but
Oh,
to do that
for me it
for
is.
to continue on the feeling of division and the stamping down or tamping down of any kind of revolution
Mm-hmm.
or revolt that might happen.
All right.
There's that too, and that's the
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely. And before we continue,
And
I want to just mention that Danny's camera is on because he wants you to see that he got a haircut. Do you see
he
it?
wants me to see what?
Danny got a haircut.
Oh, look at you being all cute like
Yeah,
that.
we're both chrome domes.
You absolutely are, and you know what? It suits you,
Yeah.
Danny. Grandpa, look at you looking all hot. Grandma's gonna have to hold you back.
Let me tell you something. I had the pleasure of seeing a bunch of photos of Danny when he was younger when I visited him in August. And it is I could see that Danny was crushing a lot of puss when he was younger. I guarantee you. Crushing
Wow, my God. I want to hear what Danny has to say about that.
it. Oh, he's coming up. Oh, he's pulling up a photo. He's going to give you the evidence.
About to green screen me some shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Oh, we lost it.
Oh, I want to show you guys my tan from Cuba.
Oh, when you started saying the
That
T
gold.
sound, I got so excited. Go ahead.
Excuse.
I didn't realize it was turning into that guy. No.
You know, I love it.
Oh,
Actually, you might not be able to see it that well, but oh wait,
look at that. Look at
oh,
Danny as a young man, just
oh
dashing.
my
Nice.
goodness,
And remember, the military had
so
made him ripped like a fucking like just shredded like a bodybuilder and shit, like a
he's so
coiled
goddamn
steel.
handsome,
Yeah,
so goddamn handsome. All right, you guys ready?
I'm
It's
ready.
not that crazy, but okay, hold on, give me a sec.
Dum 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 dum. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Sig a cigar from Cuba, Cuba.
I didn't bring back any cigars. I did
That's all
bring
right.
back some
Cuban
rum,
cigars
and
are
it's already
overrated.
gone.
They're completely
Yeah, they
overrated.
really are.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
really
yeah.
are. And you know what?
The
Cuba's
only reason that
great.
people want them is because they can't have them.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And the thing is, there was no Americans there. It was all Canadians in the resort. 'Cause it's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you got Americans can't come here. Oh shit.
Listen, if you want the flavor, if you want something very, very similar, if not almost exact, to a Cuban cigar, get a Dominican cigar or a Nicaraguan cigar. They're all on the same equatorial plane. It's all the same fucking moisture content, soil content, weather, all that shit. And you'll save yourself a lot of money.
I didn't even get a cigar because like I've never been a cigar person. I got some rum. It
Oh,
was fantastic.
nice.
Also, actually, I got it as a gift because like when I went down there, I brought a lot of things and I pretty much left half of my wardrobe for the people there because they are very, very poor. So I was
Yeah.
like, I left everything I could that I didn't need. I was like, you have it. And the last day, the person who was like clean, taking care of my room, she ran up to me and she was like, here. She gave me a bottle of like wine
Mm-hmm.
and some Cuban rum. And I was like, you don't have to do this. She's like, no. Anyways, it was very beautiful. And
That's
that was my
sweet.
favorite part of the vacation.
That's very nice. Yeah, in
Yeah,
the
and then
Dominican Republic, their famous rum, I think it's called Brugal. And it's I actually went to the factory when, even though I wasn't drinking at the time, the skank that I was with was drinking, so she wanted.
Wait a minute, what? Sorry. The
You
what?
know what? I'm only joking because she's actually a lovely human being, and it was her timeshare that we were staying at. So I got to, bang twice a day for a week in the Dominican Republic. That was spectacular.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Back
All
in
right.
back in
I'm gonna go off camera now.
2011.
Love you
All
guys.
right. Thank you for coming up.
Also, I have to go do some shit. I'll be back. You'll be on for a little bit, or
Might not be. We might be winding down, but who knows? I never fucking know.
all right. Well, I love you guys. I'm so glad I got to see you. And hey, Grandpa, and also Yoda. You know I love you.
Thank you. I love you.
And traffic.
Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye. It would have been great if she was like, "In traffic, meh."
Yep.
Whatever.
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 I love our
I
merry
love
little
it when
band.
Judy does it. Judy does whatever better than anybody. Whatever.
Hmm.
So I got 3 boxes on my table here that came today. I have movie trivia,
Oh, count me
TV
in.
trivia, and 1980s trivia.
What was the middle one?
Ooh.
I have movie trivia, TV trivia,
Okay.
and 1980s trivia.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'll crush on all three of those.
You will, but so uh, based on my selection here, uh, the person that guesses which my right hand is on, that'll be the one that we do tomorrow.
80s trivia.
TV trivia.
God, I can't believe that you guys didn't pick movie first. Anyway, we're doing movies tomorrow. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
if this is foreshadowing for
Huh?
tomorrow's guessing,
But
I
that's,
said if
hey,
this
no,
is
that's
foreshadowing, yeah.
fine, man. Either one of those. I mean, the film trivia, depending on what era they keep it in, I think I have a good chance on that one. TV
You do.
probably. It's, TV's usually a pretty good category for me. And 80s, I don't know for sure, but I feel pretty confident about that.
Well, I could go back to history box and go back to
No, so we have
science.
another fucking 50 questions about lakes? No, thank you.
So anyway, I put your donation into good use. I went and bought those.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
And
Yeah.
and plus some. It was more than what the donation was, obviously, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm not under any delusion that I'm covering the whole bill. I just want to make sure that I'm helping out.
You are, and I really greatly appreciate it. So Jeannie Alva said TV and 1980s.
Nice.
So obviously movies wasn't one of her categories she wanted to pick.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
I love films, man. I love films.
So tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time, adjust your time for your time zone. But we're doing it tomorrow.
Okay.
But I got heavy competition because AC's going to be on at the same time. Tara's probably going to be on at the same time. So, but we'll get some people in there. Some
Whatever
new
it is, it
people been
is.
starting to show up. You know.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, this doesn't usually happen because we usually have a full panel, but even if there's 2 people up there, fuck it. Still a fun game.
Yep. Well, I've been passionate and talking to people, so hopefully we'll get some new folks to show up.
There you go. And I've set an alarm to make sure I don't forget. I'm still trying to get myself back on a normal sleeping schedule. And it's the weirdest thing. I think I am now, it's possible that without a job, I'm just going to be permanently a night owl. Because
Good.
I've tried so many times. Like normally, this is what I used to do. That it used to work every time I did this. If I would get to the point where I was kind of sleeping erratically, I would make sure that I only slept like 4 hours, and so that way I would be tired and go to sleep. And no matter how many times I've tried that in the past month, it has not worked. I keep like falling asleep on my couch and then throwing my cycle off. So I don't know what the story is.
I I think you understand that I'm a little bit perplexed sometimes when I give you an answer to how I like things to be done and stuff. So after we were been talking, I've been thinking about that logo.
Mm-hmm.
I finally figured out what would look best.
Okay,
Grandpa Danny at the top and place at the bottom. Then you have something at the top and something at the bottom, and then instead of dots, can we do stars?
sure,
I think stars would look good in the open space, white
done
stars.
deal.
But
Easy
I
enough.
just think Grandpa Danny at the top and place at the bottom
Well, do you
kind of
want
fit.
Danny or Danny's?
Oh, Danny, excuse me. Yeah.
Okay. So Grandpa
Grandpa
Danny's
Danny.
place. Grandpa Danny's
Yeah.
at the top, place at the bottom, stars to fill the gaps. Done.
I think that'll sound good and look good, just like that.
Easy enough. Easy peasy.
That's what I thought. But I want to just okay. So now I won't make any more changes. I promise.
Yeah, no,
That's it.
I don't care. I have it set up like a template, so making changes is fucking easy.
I just thought that was because, like you said, that blank spot at the bottom, if we had gone the other way, or stars or dots or whatever, that'd look too off. So I agree with you. We put Grandpa Danny's and then place at the bottom and then fill in the spots with stars.
Boom. Got it.
So,
And you're okay with the flag background?
yeah, that's my picture, original picture. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Cool, cool. Nice and easy. All right. Anybody got anything else they'd like to chat about? That
So I'm
that
just
throat spray
wondering
actually did help my throat. I'm surprised. Took a minute,
Did
but
it
it
good.
it actually helped.
if you did. So can when should I expect you there, Trappy? June, July, or August? Come out and bring a supercharger and put it on my pony.
Um, Not June because we're gonna try to go to Greece.
Oh,
So
nice.
we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Dude, when you go visit Danny, I will try to coordinate it so that I'm there at the same time.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be fun. But you need to go to Greece this summer, so that has priority, you know. So you do what you got to do, and I that's why I didn't pin down a year. I just said, well, it'll be June, July, or August.
There you go.
So, but you need to go to Greece if you get the opportunity to go to Greece. I, fuck me, you go to Greece, okay?
Well, Traffic Man makes a good living, so I have a feeling he can do both.
Hopefully, I
No,
can
but
tell you
also,
right now we're anticipating the end of well, about what is it? About May, June-ish, anyways, because the kids will be completely out of daycare.
Ah,
So
that'll
that's
save you how much?
Oh God. What is it, about
A
four
ridiculous
fifty
amount
a
of
month?
money.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's like paying off a car payment.
Yeah. No kidding.
I didn't remember that they were that young.
Yeah, they're. I mean, the one is already in kindergarten, so
Hmm.
she's good there. But my son's still in preschool, so he's next.
I love preschool. You specialize in naps and finger painting.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's funny. They have an app now where they'll let us know every time um, the kids are going taking a nap or eating lunch and whatever. And every time I see your son's taking a nap, it's like, oh, you little shit. Rub it in my face, why don't you? Jeez.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, there's been tons of studies on this. If they allowed adults to nap at work, even just a half
Oh,
hour, they would be so much more productive.
oh yeah.
That's great.
A half hour regenerative nap. I refuse to call them power naps because that's fucking ridiculous. But a half hour nap is an excellent. You could do 20 or 30 minutes, but there's some cool videos that guide you through short naps,
Hmm.
and the way there's a couple of ways that scientists became interested in short napping. One, they noticed that humans are the only animals that sleep for one big chunk of time. Every other animal is short bursts of sleep throughout the day, right?
Hmm.
And also in boating competitions, they take half hour naps as well, because
Okay.
they can't, because some of these boating competitions go on for days or a week, and they can't afford to stop for 8 hours. So instead of
Sure.
doing that, they just every few hours they sleep for a half hour. And I forget the exact interval, whether it's like 2 or 3 hours, whatever it is, every some amount of time. But it turns out that that works very well for human beings. You know, so does meditating. Meditating has phenomenal results. Um, there was this CEO of one of the big insurance companies, and you could pull up the articles on this, but he got into a car accident and in the hospital learned about meditating, and like he felt so much better that he implemented it in his whole organization. And he
Hmm.
said sick days dropped almost completely and productivity skyrocketed just
Oh, I
with
can believe it.
meditation. So, and it's it's weird to me that owners don't adapt that more, because you'd think they want more productive employees, because then you're getting more bang for the buck,
Right.
right? Because
Well,
that's why coffee was introduced to the workplace, because that afternoon after lunch sleepiness that people get, owners were like, oh, we got to do something about this. Once they have lunch, they're useless for the rest of the day. That's
right.
where coffee breaks, that's why coffee breaks were introduced to the workplace. So this seems like the same idea. It's like you have a thing that we know beyond the shadow of a doubt will make your employees more productive. Why aren't you doing it?
Right. Well, I mean, and that goes on to a bigger picture. I mean, it it impresses me that more companies don't take care of their employees better. You know, it's just, a healthier, more active employee. To me, it sounds like you would have more productivity throughout the day. You'd
Hmm.
have less people, that's.
But that's a mindset, though, I think, right? Because there's no
Yeah.
reason for it. So it's just this mindset that work has to be drudgery and slave like,
Hmm.
and, you, you have to justify, oh, my child is sick. I got to go. Well, we're going to take that out of your pay. And then blah, blah, blah. Why? Why can't you just like
Right.
when you read, and I haven't read this in a long time. The one and only time I read this was, I think, 85, 86. And it was a book that comes out regularly called The Top 100 Companies. Now it's probably a website, but it's the top 100 companies. And
Hmm.
what they all had in common was that they treated their employees like human beings,
Right.
and they didn't have unreasonable expectations, and they tried to make their employees' lives easier. They brought in-house daycare. They brought in-house gyms. They would do concierge services like laundry and dry cleaning.
Hmm.
They would take as much off the employee's plate as possible, so that that's one less thing to stress your employee out about, one less thing that they're distracted by, one less thing that they're interrupted by, and it makes for a better work environment. So not only does the employee benefit, but the company benefits probably tenfold.
Right.
And
Right.
and yet these other old fashioned owners are just like, no, just put your shoulder to the stone and blah, blah, all that
Yeah.
fucking old fashioned bullshit. It's not. It doesn't take that much to just create an environment where everybody benefits. You're the owner. You're going to make the most money. Okay.
Right.
Why do you have to work so hard to pretend that you can't pay people more? You can. It's a fact. We know
Hmm.
that increasing the minimum wage, all that does, pardon me, is stimulate the economy. That's all it's ever done.
Right.
Everywhere in the world, you pay people more money, the economy gets better. Everybody benefits.
It's the truth. Um, one of the one of the fun things my wife's job offers is unlimited paid time off.
There you go.
And as nice as it is, it it's I don't want to call it a scam, but
Well, it is.
it's a,
It's the same as all you can eat buffet.
well, right. But with her company, like, um, if she was to leave the company, you know, now they don't have vacation time that they have to pay out for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, it's we need to get past, as a society, we need to get past the maximizing profits
Well,
mentality.
Europe, I
You know.
mean, entry level jobs,
Hmm.
excuse me, start at 5 weeks vacation
Yeah.
paid. And in places like, I don't know how many countries do this, but I know Italy does this for sure. You work 12 months, you get 13 months of salary every year.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, they pay you a month's bonus just because.
Well, and
They give
also,
you 2 hour lunches
hmm
and nobody
yeah.
eats at their desk.
Oh, what was I watching the other day? Um, I forget which country it is, but it was a YouTuber, and they were talking about the differences with work ethics and so on across the world. And he was in a European country, and or no, maybe it was maybe he was in anyways, he was in a different country other than America, and he was confused because when he was shadowing this person at work, suddenly around lunchtime they were like, "Okay, time to go home." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And they were like, "Oh, well, I go home, I eat lunch, we do this, and then I come back to work and finish my day." And he's like, "Well, how much time do we have?" And they're like, "No, 2 hours."
Yeah.
I mean,
They expect you to
you
go
know,
home. And when they
right?
asked, and I saw it in the documentary called Where to Invade Next by Michael Moore.
Okay.
and he studied a bunch of different countries for the and the where to invade next is clickbait because it's got nothing to do with
Sure.
that, right? So he was just basically saying, let's look at what other countries do well, and there's only one way to measure, right? Outcomes.
Hmm.
Let's just look at the outcomes that they get. Like
Hmm.
in Sweden, their prisons are like little apartment, uh, uh, like a little
Yeah.
studio apartment,
Hmm.
right? And they don't brutalize prisoners. They're not there. They're there. The idea of prison in the Icelandic countries is basically we're going to give you a timeout.
Yeah.
You transgressed against society, so we need to give you some time to think about that and think about how you're going to do better. And we're going to help you do better. Their rate of recidivism is almost non existent. In America,
Right.
it's 67%.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
one of the catch 22s that they've baked into the system in America is that even though going to prison is referred to as paying your debt to society, when you come out, you never stop paying because you're limited in jobs, you can't vote in most places, and blah blah blah. It's like you're virtually guaranteeing that this person has to turn back to crime because you've taken away all their opportunities.
Hmm. That's absolutely, no, you're absolutely right.
And
Uh,
oh, and by the way, we have profit prisons,
yeah.
for-profit prisons, so they need to guarantee return
Right.
customers.
They have to
It's
make sure that they have
crazy.
the cots filled. Yeah. You know, there was a young man I went to high school with. He was 18. He did something very stupid in high school. And, there's theft. And he was charged with a felony for that. And because he was over the age of 18, that has followed him now. I mean,
His whole
been out of
life.
high school for 25 years.
Yeah,
He still can't find a decent job. And he's never, he learned his lesson, and he's never had the opportunity that everybody else has because one thing he did stupid when he was 18.
right.
And
So your whole life is
yeah.
based on one mistake when you were a lunkhead.
Hmm.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
Right.
And that felony will stay on his record for his entire life. He will not
That,
get a decent job his entire life.
right.
Well, unless he wants to be president.
That's true.
That's true. That's
He's got
true.
to get 33
But
more, but
I got a boxing job. Yeah.
yeah, it's
No, but to me, American society is just upside down. Most of the structures just don't make any fucking sense.
mhm,
They act as if humans are machines. Humans are expendable. They everything is about hoarding wealth for the wealth class, and everybody else can go fuck themselves, and it makes no sense.
yeah,
If you're a wealthy person, it's like if someone gives you the goose that lays the golden egg, you don't cook and eat the goose. You water
right.
it, you feed it, you make sure it's warm and dry, you make sure it swims when it wants to swim, you take care of the goose. And these people are only wealthy because we exist.
Exactly.
They're wealthy on our money. Like Diaper Don was talking about how the oil companies don't want to drill in Venezuela. It's too expensive for them. So now he's going to subsidize that by at least $100 billion. And guess who pays for that? We do.
Yep.
It's our
Yep.
tax dollars. Not making the infrastructure better, because the infrastructure in America sucks ass.
Yes, it does.
Okay? Oh, it's raining, so nobody has power for fucking 3 miles. Like that.
Right.
That don't make any goddamn sense.
Well, I
We've
mean,
been
what
to
was
the
it?
moon.
A couple years ago in California, one of the big wildfires that started was because a attachment point to a transmission line that was installed in 1949 failed.
Exactly.
Spark. It's like 1949, and I mean, um, we have a project right now going on in one of our main stretches of downtown, and the gas company ended up hitting a gas line. And when I was out there talking to the guy from the gas company, he was like, "Yeah, this pipe was installed in 1934, and it's still active." And it's like,
Yeah, I mean, so
what?
America is just a bunch of individual ticking time bombs.
Yes, yes.
You know, I mean, look at what happened when Texas decided to go, oh, we're going to do our own grid, except we don't have any clue what we're doing, and now people have passed away because of it.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing because of that. But I mean, it's yeah. What did it do? It snowed 2 inches and it shut down half the state.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
yeah. I mean, we could not literally, but figuratively be living a Jetsons kind of life by now.
Hmm.
You know, we put a fucking human being on the surface of the moon, and actually
Hmm.
several human beings. And, you know, so our peak seems to have been 1969, because like nothing's happened since then. You know,
Right.
because I saw America. If you look at the innovation starting, when was incandescent light? 1898, I think. So if you look
Yeah, something around
from
there.
that, so even though obviously there were other inventions, but I think that's a strong place to start. Light,
Hmm.
okay. So here you go. You have incandescent light starting in 1898. If you look at the next 100+ years after that, it was a breakneck pace of
Hmm.
innovation. In fact, in the if you look at 1898 to now, so that's 128 years. That the shit that's been invented in the last 128 years surpasses all human invention previously,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So we have the technology. Look at what we're doing right now. This is amazing technology,
Hmm.
right? So the technology is there. The wealthy people don't want to fucking share it. That's all it
No, you're
is.
absolutely correct.
That's
Yeah.
all it is. And they're hurting themselves long term. You can't
Hmm.
keep this up. You can't this is I refer to America now two ways. One, the economy is a house of cards. I've been saying that since 2006. But it's like an upside down pyramid. And so instead of having a strong foundation, it's wobbly and it's going to topple over. It's not if, it's when.
When? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, name me a skyscraper that we've built recently. I mean, excluding obviously the one in New York that replaced the trade centers.
Yeah.
But other than that, name me one.
I mean, they're
I
building
can't even think of
skyscrapers
one.
in New York regularly, but why is the subway system in New York pure shit?
Right. Right.
Like, I remember I used to take the subway in from Queens, and the first station was renovated. And I think
Okay.
it was the Jamaica Queens. It was either Jamaica or Hillside. I forget which one. But it was renovated, and it was modeled on the old European stations. You couldn't even hear the train when it came in because it was built acoustically to disperse the sound, right? It was clean and it was quiet and it worked beautifully. And we can do that all over the country. We can replace all
Yeah.
of this shit. You know, we have so much more technology than we had 100 years ago, and yet our development has stalled. And it's a combination of corruption and greed.
Hmm. It really is. I mean, you know, um, the only serious, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Trans United States uh, passenger rail, the high-speed rail system that has even begun to take on any semblance of production was that really crappy Hyperloop idea.
Mhm.
And we see where that failed because it was just dumb on all sides of that. But I mean, just transportation, for instance. Why do I have to get in a plane to go somewhere?
Right.
Why don't we have trains? And the thing that infuriates me is the common explanation is, well, we have two different mountain ranges in between we have the Rockies in the west,
We've
and
already
we
made
have
highways.
we literally have the Eisenhower Tunnel going. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, bore another hole.
Yeah, like we now have machines that are so sophisticated that not only do they bore the tunnel, they
Hmm.
literally build the tunnel behind it while they're
As it's
boring.
boring. Yeah,
The
yeah.
technology for high-speed trains has been around since the 60s. And
Hmm.
in America, someone innovated the magnet propulsion.
Yeah, the maglev. Yeah,
That's like 25 years old.
yeah, yeah.
We have
It's
the infrastructure. We have, but what do we do? We're building data farms so Palantir can take over the world.
right, right. You know, growing up, I always was very intrigued by the aircraft that the U.S. that were being developed or tested for U.S. military. And I mean, from the end of WW2 till about we'll say sometime in the 80s, when when Lockheed Martin and Boeing just basically bought everybody up. The amount of aircraft that were designed and flew is just mind-boggling, and not even stuff that the U.S. military even adopted. Just the prototypes and the test bases and everything. I mean, it made me look to the future to say, wow, if my grandparents and my parents lived through this time of technological advancement and all this is gonna, man, when I get to be 40 years old, this shit's gonna be great. And I'm 40 years old now, and we're sitting here going, can I can I get some gas lines updated? Like, can we
Right.
have like just
Right.
basic health care with what was it, Dr. Oz? I think it was Dr. Oz the other day.
Uh,
Was I know, I'm sorry. Um, was talking about retirement age. And he was like, oh, the average age in America for retirement is 61 years old. And then he goes, why don't you just stick around till you're 62? Just move it one more year, and think of how much you could help everybody around you. Fuck you.
yeah.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what? You know
no.
what really tweaks my brain? From Kitty Hawk to Hiroshima was less than 50 years.
Hmm.
That fucking freaks me out.
And
That's
then
so
think about
wild.
it this way: from Kitty Hawk to Neil Armstrong setting foot on the moon was 70 years.
Yeah.
70 years.
Less.
Yeah, yeah. And we are further separated from the first moon landing, than the Wright brothers were from flying in Kitty Hawk,
That's
North
wild, right?
Carolina. It's insane. And we can't, you know, we can't build a what's the word I'm looking for? A lunar module to get people back to the moon. Come on now.
Right.
Well, you know some traffic. I hate to give you bad news. Okay, number one. I hope there's a Social Security when you're my age. I really do. But number two, I think retirement age, if there is going to be Social Security, is going to be 70 years old
Yep.
to get the bare start of Social Security.
Like I
I'll
said,
be honest with
greed.
you.
Greed. That's what this
Yeah.
is all about, man.
When I was younger, I did listen to a bunch of smart people that basically told me, just prepare for that. Be prepared. Put yourself in a position where you don't have to worry about Social Security. that if it does go away, it won't affect you too terribly. So I'm hoping that it's still there, but because I mean, I worked in the private sector for enough time to get benefits from that too. So it's annoying.
Well, I'm going to build a time machine so I can go back and get that advice because I prepared for nothing.
It's when we get the young people coming into work, like the very first thing I try to instruct them to do is do like this is what all the old people told me when I started when I was 19. Do this. I know it sounds really stupid now, but in 24 years, when you're sitting here where I am, you're gonna go, damn, I'm glad that they fucking screamed at me
Yeah.
to convince me, Like,
I
yeah,
wasn't I wasn't prepared to live this long. Definitely was not
there
prepared to live this long.
you go.
Because I no joke, I actually thought that I was going to expire very young.
Hmm.
I was surprised to live past 22 years old, and you know,
Me too.
then I've had a couple health scares, especially my brain tumor. So when I was 47, I was like, all right, I guess this is the end of the road, and then
Sure.
I lived. And it's like, oh
Right,
yeah, I'm not
right,
ready
right.
for this. you know. So,
You and me
my
both,
cuz
brother. You
nature,
and me both.
according to nature, nature wanted me gone, right? Nature's been trying to
Hmm.
get rid of me for quite some time. I was born with a heart murmur and I wasn't supposed to last long. As a matter of fact, the doctor told my mother that I would never be able to play or be in sports or anything, and that's all I did when I was younger.
Hmm.
Right? Then I've had sleep apnea for a long time, and I have like extremely dangerously severe sleep apnea. And I had to have a stent put in my heart in 2017. My brain tumor was 2012. So nature just really didn't have a long-term plan for me, but medical science intervened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am not prepared to be alive right now. I have nothing. I have nothing. So whatever. I hope I figure it out, but it is, I might wind up just being a burden to my friends. I think that's my likely future.
Well, you and I were born to be brothers. I can tell you that.
There you go.
I almost unalive as a baby. Okay, had pneumonia, a double pneumonia with 106 temperature
Yeah,
when
you're
I was a little baby.
indestructible. You've been fucked over way worse than me, and you're still here.
And then, of course, with being poo-pooed twice and numb, and then having a heart attack at 29, cancer at 34, and another heart attack at 39. And I've had my heart shocked since I've lived here now 4 times, 3 times, something like that.
Jesus.
So but I should never have lived past 19 years old. So
Is it
I,
possible
I
you're a
feel
vampire?
that, or a cat. I might be a cat, you know. My 9 lives are about up, though. I'm afraid. I think the 9 lives thing is, but we were supposed to be brothers, and I'm truly blessed to have you as my younger brother.
I feel the same. And our annoying friend Traffic Man. Glad for him too.
Yes. Sometimes.
And traffic, throw him a lot.
All right. Well, this Love Fest is a good place to end the show. Thank you both for coming up. As always, I delight in the opportunity to speak with you guys and learn more about your lives and your thoughts. And you know, I think I don't say enough how much I appreciate you both. So thank you for being here. And for
Absolutely.
anybody who's not following either one of these guys, please do. Traffic Man's page is fucking hilarious. He makes great videos. Danny has excellent lives, especially Friday nights. Normally it's Friday night. Tomorrow, we're going to do it Saturday. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll want to be at Danny's Lives. We're all there. It's the same crowd over and over again with new people popping in here and there. But we have fun. We have fun, especially Friday nights. Trivial Pursuit. I can't fully explain it, but all I can tell you is that it is the most fun you will have on social media. I guarantee you that. So come by and check it out. And with that, peace, love, and granola. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.